want to say that it's going to be any sooner than that. Who knows what it'll be. I just know that he's, according to the doctors, he's been ahead of schedule for, at least a month now. And so that's been good. And he hasn't had any setbacks, which is a big thing. As he's done the next, whatever they've asked him to do, he's been able to do it and probably exceed what they thought he would do at the time. He's highly motivated, as you would imagine. He's gone through all of it. I think, that the biggest thing for me, for our fans, for everybody, is to make sure that we're patient with him. Here's a guy who was playing tremendous basketball end of last season. I thought he was playing great. And unfortunately, he didn't get to build on that. He didn't get to go right into, take a couple weeks off and then go right back and keep working on his game. He had to have the foot surgery and then rehab from that. And then literally the first time back out on the court, in what we would be doing here soon, he got hurt again. And so he went right back under the knife, and that's all he's been doing again is rehabbing. And so, he's obviously been shooting and doing some of that here the last couple of weeks, but he hasn't been playing. And so we've got to be patient with his, productivity and what we expect out of him, and hope, and, let him kind of get his feet under him and get comfortable throughout the course of the season. Because, when he's right, he's one of the 10 best players in the league. He's a talent. He's got great hands. He can move. And where you have seen growth is just his maturity as a young man. He's obviously much different even from last year at the beginning of the year in terms of how he views practice, our team, his role in our locker room, all the things that we need him to do. He's just much more mature. And, that's what older players bring. And when your best players are your hardest workers and best leaders, that's when you have a chance to have special teams.
Is he at the point where he's able to do any limited practice or anything like that yet?
We're just starting to work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just starting to get to that point. We have not yet. So that's why the next couple of weeks are important to see just how he's moving.
Coach, the trip to France went a little bit differently than Italy. You really blew out the competition. Looked like Alex shot the ball really well, and Josh had a good showing.
Yeah.
What were some of your biggest takeaways from that?
The games themselves, we had one really good game where it was competitive late and our guys rallied and pulled away, and that was good to see. The other games were easier. Nobody's scouting you. You're not scouting them. You're just kind of showing up and playing, and so it's easier to get your best players or best shooters shots. And but you still got to make them. And things that have stuck out with the team is we've shared the ball really well. These guys just really like each other. They've taken to each other, and some of it is some of that youthful exuberance. The young guys, they're just such good kids. They want to learn. They want to be a part of something, and they know they need help. And so the older guys are there to give them help. But the older guys really love the personalities of the younger guys and the way the older guys are communicating with the young. It's just been fun. And we room freshmen with seniors and juniors throughout the trip, and so I think that really helped build relationships even faster. And so I think that's, it's funny, we talk about having superpowers, and one of our superpowers this year is just our genuine love and care and concern for each other. And I talk a lot, to our teams over the years that just because you're a bunch of guys wearing the same jersey doesn't make you a team. That there's sacrifice and things that you have to do to earn that right to really call yourself a true team. And to be honest with you, the more, because of probably society today, there are less and less true teams out there in sports. And I think we have a chance to really have a true team, guys that really care about each other and care about winning and care about what we're trying to get done. And will sacrifice for their teammates if that's what they think is best. And so I'm hopeful that carries through. Now you have to deal with some adversity to see if it's really true. But I think our guys are in a really good place that way, and they go at each other really hard in practice every day, but they're right back having fun and laughing and goofing around in the locker room. So I just really like this group. They're very coachable. I think they're hungry and motivated. And they bring a versatility that's going to be fun for us to coach.
As far as like roles and rotations and that kind of stuff, do you feel like you have a decent idea going into the year? Is it going to be kind of played?
Well, I think the thing that is different about our team is I think we can do a lot of different things. And so, you know, it's easy to say, well, we'll just, you know, our older guys and kind of roll with them, and I think, you know, maybe we'll start that way. But, you know, we really have 5 kind of guards that could play almost any of those 3 positions, and you could play Josh Beadle and Dylan and Chase. You could play Chase and Alex and Brevin. You can play, you know, Chase and Josh and Al. I mean, I don't think it really matters a whole lot. And it really hasn't mattered to our guys, which I think is kind of refreshing. Guys just want to play and help the team win, and whatever the role you need me to do, Coach, I'll do it. You know, now at the same time, I think we can, you know, especially if we get PJ back, we can then also play some big lineups. We can play Hunter Tyson at a 3 every once in a while. Chauncey Wiggins can be a 3. And now we can play 2 traditional bigs, and we can be a little bigger than we've been at times and give us some versatility there because we have a little bit more depth. So, you know, in terms of settling into a lineup, not really as much. I think the bigger challenge for me is really the adjustment of PJ when he's ready to come back, because we've played so long without him. You know, we've been working without him with Ian and Ben since April, and we played games in July, and, you know, we had a scrimmage last week, and we've been preparing for that for the last couple of months in terms of our team, and we haven't really prepared with PJ in mind because we didn't think it was really possible. And so now we're kind of beginning to integrate him back, and what does that look like? And so we'll see.
Where have Ian and Ben made the biggest strides since last season, and where do each of them need to get better?
I think they both made really good strides. Just consistency is where they need to get better. It's not any one specific skill. I think both guys have really improved, and their confidence continues to grow as they get more reps. And, you know, the trip to Italy France was good because they made some baskets and felt comfortable and played a lot, and the scrimmage was good. They both played about half the time, and both were productive, and, you know, they can both do a lot of little things. You know, Ben's a little bigger. Ian might be a tad bit more skilled, but Ben's really improved his skill. They're both pretty physical. They're both pretty strong. They're just, you know, they're guys that are developing nicely in your program. They're freshmen that grew and got a little bit better and played more at the end of last year, and now they've taken another good step. And